your boy Coach B back for some double wing content. So before I get into what I'm going to talk about today, don't forget, if you like my double wing offensive content or anything that I do, anything you see online that I'm rocking with, man, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. It helps me grow my channel, so I really appreciate the support. Again, another thing, a little shout out for my manual. All the stuff that you see online or you see me do on YouTube is available for retail sale. You can hit me at westcoastload@yahoo.com for any information on playbooks and install manuals. Because yes, I do have one, and yes, it's good. With no further ado, let me get into what we're going to talk about today. So today I want to talk some stuff about power fundamentals and some ways that you can use tags and schemes to kind of alter your power play. So one thing you have to understand about double wing teams is that power sets up everything. It's a double wings team's bread and butter, your power play. Generally, your power toss, you can run it with a handoff, but generally true to traditional OG power double wing teams use a power toss with a quarterback lead block. So the quarterback is spinning in place, tossing the ball, and lead blocking. So you have 10 blockers for one runner. 85% of your double wing offense should be made up of some type of a power call, meaning during game day, 80 to 85% of your plays should be coming from that power scheme in your playbook. Because when power is your focus, everything else in your offense works better. Wedge works better, counter works better, everything works better because you're showing the defense a play that they really can't stop unless they get into an unsound alignment. And once they get into an unsound alignment and they start stopping your power play, you have to hit them wherever they are unsound, which means they're just shifting too hard or they're slanting down to your power. Whatever they're doing, you can make them pay with another one of the plays in the double wing playbook. That's why this is a system-based offense. When power is your focus, everything else works better. So some coaches ask me, like, Coach, hey, should I just go in there and run 34 power like 10 times in a row? I mean, you could, and there's a joke in the double wing community about how many times certain coaches can call power plays over and over. In fact, in the comments, let me know how many times you've called, if you run the double wing, let me know how many times you've called power in a row. I think I've done it maybe 4 to 5 times in a row where I call one singular play. But the way I run my offense, I kind of want to test both sides of the defense because I want to know if they're good on the right-hand side, but maybe they're trash on the left-hand side. And if they're trash on the left-hand side, then I'm going to start running a lot of Lee 25 power because I'm going to take what the defense gives me. So there's that. So when I'm running my offense, the reason I don't call 34 power over and over and over again just indiscriminately is because I'm getting reads on what the defense is going to do. And a little bit about what we talk about today when we get to the whiteboard stuff is going to make you understand how I use schemes and tags to kind of get that information that I'm trying to get out of the defense, using my play success as a ruler for how well that play worked. Like if I run 34 power and he gets 10 yards, and then I run another version of 34 power, but it gets another 10 yards, I will probably keep it in that area. I mean, if we're getting 10 yards a carry. So today we're going to talk about, again, tags and schemes. We're going to talk about the power, obviously the power scheme. We're going to talk about the blast scheme that you've seen in previous videos I've done, and we're also going to talk about the smash scheme. I haven't really talked about the smash scheme. It wasn't a huge part of my offense, but as something that I have done and that I've seen it's a usefulness for it, I wanted to just get it out there. It's an old Kalande blocking scheme, and it works great. So with no further ado, let's just get to the whiteboard. All right, so let's just get into it. As you can see, I've got the board drawn up with power variations. We'll just kind of talk through this. So understand that the different schemes that I'm going to be talking about today are not tags, okay? Tags always come, if you look, this is my basic play call structure right here, bear, ray, 34 power. Okay, so bear is the tag. It always comes before the play call. So any tags that I assign to this play will be before the play call. Now I have 3 tags that I mainly use, okay? I use fire and flame for wing on. I use bear and bull for my fullback offset. And I use angry and ugly to unbalance my line. We're not going to talk about angry and ugly today because unbalancing your line is kind of something I've done, but not something I did super often. Some teams love it, and if you have a disorganized defense and they don't know what's going on or they're not counting players from the in between the football on both sides, then by all means run some unbalanced line. By angry, it would just send this tackle over to this side, and there'd be 4 guys over here, and then ugly would be sending this tackle to this side. So first of all, I'll talk about the tags and what they do. As you can see, I'm already in bear, and bear is my fullback offset. Okay, so what that does is this would be a traditional alignment with the fullback and the sniffer. If I just erase bear and it was just Ray 34 power, we'd be aligned like this. I pretty much offset my fullback almost 99% of the time, either bear or bull. So bear just moves them over here, stacked behind the guard, okay? Now, if I wanted to call, let's say I run this play and it gets, 9 yards, okay? So it gets 9 yards, but what I want to show you is I want to show you kind of like what it does to the defensive end. But let's just say I come out the next play and I run fire, bear Ray 34 power. So all that's going to happen is when they break the huddle, my wing is going to align automatically on the line of scrimmage, okay? Which will usually, I'll show you in a minute once I erase this kind of other stuff, it'll usually bump the defensive end out a little bit further, okay? Allowing you to just run 34 power just the same way you would normally, okay? So tags only alter your pre-snap alignment, okay? So if fire bear, they come out, they break the huddle, you're in bear and you're in fire, you run your play. Your scheme dictates what actions they take post-snap. So on this play, my scheme is power. Now, it could be, if I wanted to go back to, let's just erase this fire for a second and just go back to bear. So now we're in our normal bear Ray 34 power alignment, okay? So from this set, I can easily run bear Ray 34 blast or bear Ray 34 smash, okay? So again, the scheme always comes after the play call. This is who is getting the ball, and this is who he's running to. 2, 4, 6, 3, 5, 7, okay? So my 3 back is going to the 4-man, which is running your 34 power, okay? So let me erase the board, and then I'll show you the 3 different schemes with the defense plotted out so you guys can understand how the scheme affects what you're going to do with your power play. All right, so first let's look at the power scheme right off the bat. What the power scheme is basically telling the backfield what their responsibilities are. So right off jump, I'm in bear. You see I have an offset on this side. Power is essentially telling that your linemen, that they are all blocking good God, so their standard 4-man will apply. So this is man on, man away, okay? This is, this guy is blocking gap on. He's our at man, so gap on, outside gap down. He has a man in his outside gap, okay? This man is blocking God, so it's gap on. He has an on block. It would be gap on down, but he has an on block, so that's his guy, okay? It's a power play. This guy's blocking, he's your kingpin, blocking gap down backer. He has a guy in his gap, so that's his man. This guy's blocking FBI, so he's basically going to ignore the tight end. The defensive end. The defensive end becomes a free runner, and he is kicked out by the fullback, okay? You have a fast inside reach here. I am a gate puller, so after the quarterback spins and tosses to the motioning 3-back, he spins and completes. He comes up here. He's pulling on the backside to backer, pulling on the backside inside out to corner, okay? So that's what you have on your power scheme. But remember, your power scheme is dictating that the fullback is kicking out the defensive end, always. Now, if you wanted to run this and you wanted to run this from the fire, let's say, like I told you before, you wanted to run this from fire, bear 34 power, bear Ray 34 power, the only thing it's going to change is right here. Let me show you what this does. So now you have your wing over here, okay? And now your end should bump out. And you see this distance between these 2 points, okay? So now the defensive end comes down here, and he's kicked way out here. This is still first backer inside, okay? Play runs exactly the same, and you should have a bigger running hole in here because this kid's just giving it up. All right, so that's bear Fire, Bear, Ray 34 power. It's just an alternate way to run your wing on powers in addition to running your wing off powers. All right, so let's go ahead and get into Blast. All right, going into one of my favorite plays to call outside of power is Bear, Ray 34 Blast. You could, of course, run it as Bull, Lee 25 Blast. It would work the same exact way. Your play side wing and your fullback are the people, and your tight end are the three people involved in this play that make any changes from what they normally do. As soon as these three people hear the word blast, they know that what they're doing is outside of normal play. The reason I like to run blast is because sometimes I will see teams that'll align their defensive end like out far, like he'll be pretty far. They're in a 6-2. They'll kind of move this kid over almost like a floating linebacker. So in that situation, what I try to do is I try to isolate my tight end on him. Okay, so as soon as blast, we'll just discuss the first personality. Everyone else is blocking good God. Nothing changes from good God except for the tight end. Okay, so he comes off and he fans off on this defensive end. He gets his hat on the inside. Okay. Everybody else is good God. So this guy is gap on, outside gap down. So he has someone in his outside gap. That's his guy. Gap on down. He has an on block. This guy's man on, man away. Again, I am gate pulling. So I'm only going to just show the two pullers. And then a fast inside reach. This guy is, of course, going in motion to get the toss to go to the 4-man. Now, the action of these two guys right here is they are going to bucket step together. So they are immediately going to take like a sideways kind of jump step so that they end up being like this. Shoulder to shoulder. And then they are just going to come steamrolling upfield after that short bucket step. Okay? Quarterback turns, tosses, spins in the hole. He does the same exact thing. Your gate pullers, this guy's going to come up here like this. Your gate puller is going to come out here inside out. Okay? Everything operates the same way. You're just blasting these two guys. Now, remember, you can't run this from a fire set because if you put your wing on the line of scrimmage like this and the fullback's behind the guard, they can't bucket step together. So this can only be run from your traditional set. And that's Ray 34 Bear, Ray 34 Blast. Now let's get into Smash, the last thing I want to talk about today. My little surprise for you guys. All right, I turned the light off. I think you guys can see a little bit better with it off. All right, so last but not least is Bear, Ray 34 Smash. Now, I've drawn the defense out as you just saw it before with these two first plays. But what I want to do is I want to make it a little adjustment to kind of show you guys why I would call Smash if this ever happens. What happens is sometimes defenses will kind of tighten up against me just because they feel like I'm just like abusing them in this area right here. So they'll just come like kind of squeeze down. All right, they'll put a guy on every guy, like on block, and then the ends will be just kind of like outside shouldering my tight ends. So what I do in this situation is if they tighten up on me, but there's something specific that I would typically run just a power or a blast, and I would just keep my stuff the same way it's been going. But there's certain things that sometimes defenses do, especially at youth, is where they will just tell these kids to just start diving into the dirt. Okay, so if I get any dirt divers in this area, sometimes they'll try to make their defensive tackles all bear crawl. Bear crawl your gaps is another thing I've heard that people try to do. If they try to do that, I will go straight to a smash scheme. And here's how the smash scheme works. Okay, everything else is typical. It is good God on the play side. Everything is normal. What smash does is smash relieves the duties of the fullback, picking up the defensive end, and it gives it to the play side guard, who is now going to pull. Now, by rule, what I typically do this is anytime we run a smash, even if they're trying to dirt dive or bear crawl our gaps, as soon as I call a smash, it is an auto domino. Okay, meaning my line will no longer follow good God rules. They will just all block G, D, O. Okay, and I'll show you why that is in a second. I always want to protect my inside flank, okay? But I can one-on-one block if they're just jumping into the dirt, because my kids will just basically pin them down and just kind of like lay on them if they want to jump into the dirt. But how this works is this, okay? What's going to happen is this guy's still blocking full first backer inside, so he avoids the defensive end. The defensive end is a free runner. Okay, so this guy's blocking first backer inside, so just take him up here. Okay, the entire play side of the line is now blocking GDO. Okay, so gap down on, he has a down block. Okay, so he's just going to come and down block this guy right here. Pin him on the ground. If he's trying to dirt dive, you're just going to pin him. This guy's also blocking GDO. Okay, so he's just going to come here, and he's going to jump on this guy. This guy's man on, man away. Picks up this dirt diver. This guy's just fast inside reaching, so if this guy dirt dives, that's fine. That's what we want. Now, play side guard will pull and kick out defensive end. Fullback will just basically open step to his right, and then he just has to kind of find a hole, like find some room in here in case there's a lot of traffic or kids laying on the ground. Again, I'm still pulling. I'm pivoting my quarterback, tossing to this guy. Quarterback continues to spin through the line, pulling backside guard, gate pulling backside tight end. Okay, and there you have it. Bear Ray 34 smash. This is also something that is real popular. I will do this from wing on. Okay, so what I would do is I would just wing on this play. It works really good because it doesn't change. It doesn't change anything, but what they'll sometimes do is they're not going to have their defensive end here, okay, because he's inside and the last guy on the line of scrimmage. Okay, so generally what they would do is they'd move this kid out here like this. One more guy outside. This guy still blocks first backer inside. Nice clean release. Now the pulling guard on the play side just needs to come further out to intercept dude. Okay? That gives the fullback a lot more lateral room to maybe just take this up here. You know, wherever he finds room. But your fullback is relieved of his duties of kicking out the defensive end during smash. I only run smash where I sense dirt divers or gap crawlers. If you try to gap crawl me, I'm a smash you all game long. All right, guys, man, that's all I got. So this is the kind of things, man, tags and schemes that can help your power play really generate some yardage and just be unstoppable. Like I said, it greases everything else, man. So get your power plays together. Wing on.